Hello friends, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I really hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel if you're enjoying the instruction that I'm giving you. So today I'm going to be teaching you how to change your strings. So first of all, when do you know that you need to change your strings? Well, this really depends on how much you play. If you only play for an hour-ish a day, you can probably get away with longer than if you play 3 hours a day, right? So in general, I would say even if you're not playing a ton, change them at least once a year. If you're playing a moderate amount, change them every 6 months. And if you're playing a lot, you might need to change them as often as every 6 to 8 weeks. Now, the way I knew that I needed to change my strings this time is because my E string is false. So what do I mean by that? It means that I play my E string, but then the pitch bends downward after my bow leaves the string. So, do you hear how the pitch changed? That means the string is false and that I need to change my strings. So the strings that I'm going to be using are the Peter and Feld Pie strings. I really like these strings because they are very bright, but of course, please feel free to use whatever strings that you enjoy. I think that there's so many different brands of strings, it's impossible for any one violinist to try them all. And I'm that kind of person where I like to stick with what I know. So like, for example, if I go out to a restaurant, I get the same thing pretty much every time. So I've been using these pie strings for, I don't know, a lot of years now. And I really enjoy them. They are on the pricier side. I would say that when in doubt, go with dominance. They're great quality and pretty affordable. I've also used Ava Perazzis, which I really like. They're a bit darker and I like a bit of a brighter sound. I'm going to start with my A string, and this could vary, I guess, depending on your tailpiece. So like, for example, if you have 4 fine tuners, you might see that you have these things here, like I have on my E string. But since I don't have my fine tuners, it might be a little bit different on how I change them. But let's first take off the string. So I'm going to go to the peg, which is this top one on the right side, and I'm going to twist it down. Just keep twisting it until it comes out. I also recommend saving your strings, so just in case one breaks or you need an extra set. Alright, so I have my string here. Obviously this is the part that goes down on the tailpiece, and this is the part that I'm going to put in the peg. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in the hole right here. And then what I like to do is actually take my other hand and hold it in here, just so that it doesn't come out. And then you're gonna look in your peg and there should be a small hole. Probably can't see it, but you should be able to find a small hole in your peg, and that's where this end of the string goes. Now I'm going to just turn my peg. And see, I'm kind of holding it here as well so it doesn't go too fast. And you can see that my string is on the right side. Okay. Again, I'm going to hold it down here with my finger just so it doesn't pop out. I'm going to make sure the string goes in that same groove. You should have a groove in your bridge and at the top of your fingerboard. And then I'm turning the peg away from me so it gets higher. Next I'm going to go to my E string. Everybody knows your E string is, you know, the highest tension, so it's the one that's most likely to break. Just turn slowly. If you find that your peg is slipping, press into the violin. Alright, so I'll take my E string out, and you'll see that you might have a plastic thing right here. That should go over the bridge as kind of like a protector. I already have a protector on my bridge, so I'm going to take that off. Sometimes I find that it slips and like makes a rattly noise, which we don't want. So if you have fine tuners, yours might look like this. I'm going to put it in just like so. Also, there are two different types of E strings. You have the ball end, which is what I have, and you have the loop end. All right, so I stick it in the hole. And again, I'm kind of holding it here, the string, with my fingers so it doesn't go too fast. And it keeps it tight. Sometimes I find that like if I don't hold it here, it gets a bit too loose at the top of the peg. And again, I make sure that it goes in the grooves that are already there. See, I'm pressing in because I think it's going to slip. It's not important to get the exact right pitch at first, because they're obviously going to shift. I'm going to do my D string now. If you find that your strings are going out of tune frequently after you change them, that's totally normal. It should take them about a week to settle in. I'm turning and turning. Now onto my G string. What I want to mention too here is that when you're changing your strings, your bridge is likely to come out of place. So mine, can you see how mine is tilting a little bit that way? So what I like to do is I like to have one string off my G string to make the bridge a little bit easier to move. And then you're going to take your fingers right here and then press the bridge in towards you a little bit. You just want to make sure that it's straight up and down. I could go a little more. It should be a little bit easier to move when you have one of the strings off, because obviously you don't have all the pressure. Turning. And there you have it. Your strings are changed. And then of course you can go and tune them. But like I said, don't be worried if they keep coming out of tune. Give them a little bit of time to settle. If you have any questions about changing your strings, definitely let me know in the comments below and I'm happy to help. If you don't already, follow me on Instagram at Suzuki Violin Teacher. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and thanks for watching.